On guys, and just adjusting the camera. Yo, what's going on? In today's video, though, I want to talk about travel, or how to pack for travel, particularly. Now, I will be using the frame of mind that you'll be flying for this travel, not driving, not hiking, not on boat, not on train, particularly flying, because flying is crazy and it is one of the busiest forms of travel this time of year, and it is my personal favorite way to travel. So that is the frame of mind that I'll be using. How to pack for a flight trip. You get the picture. Anyway, let's get into this. I'll break it down by item to make it easier on my mind, and so I don't stutter as much. Starting with item number 1, the bag. You can use a carry-on suitcase, although I have had an experience the first time I traveled on a plane where we had a connecting flight. The first flight, the suitcase was okay. The second flight was a little smaller, and the suitcase wasn't actually a carry-on for that size of a plane. But my duffel bag still was. It was my dad's suitcase, by the way. But my duffel bag, which is my personal favorite bag, was a carry-on for both flights. On top of that, a duffel bag is, depending on the material you get, but most materials are this, extremely flexible. And you could probably stuff more in there than the bag was actually intended to hold. Now, you would want to make sure it's a good material, as when I did that, my bag started to rip. But I also didn't have the best quality bag, so that's just, you get the picture. Anyway, duffel bags are also very easy to carry, as you have 2 handles that you can carry it, or you can sling it over your shoulder, which actually did hurt my shoulder, but that's because I think that has more to do with I'm kind of bony up here. Like, I think you can see my collarbone. You might be able to. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much good of a look I gave you. But I am kind of bony up here. Not much muscle or fat or anything. So that's part of why it hurt me. I'm also not very physically strong, so it was rather on the heavier side. And you get the picture. But it is still more convenient than carrying around a massive suitcase like a sidecar on a motorcycle or something. It's just not. No. So, in my opinion, duffel bags are the go-to bag, or the go-to item to use to store your stuff in. You get the picture. Moving on. Contents of the bag, I want to start with tech. If you have a MacBook or any of the latest MacBooks and you have a up-to-date Android phone, then cables are fine. Cables are fine in terms of the fact of you do not have to carry more than one cable. I unfortunately have a GoPro that charges via micro, headphones that charge via micro, and a power pack that charges via micro, with a smartphone that charges via USB Type-C. So I have to bring 2 cables with me, which sucks, but look, when my power pack finally dies, when my headphones finally die, I'll just get a new pair. By then, they'll all have the latest port. Anyway, moving on. But I mean, if you do have updated stuff, in terms of smartphone, laptop, tablet, accessories, then you should only need to carry 1 cable. You will only be able to charge 1 device at a time, but that's the benefit of being able to carry only 1 cable. In terms of storing your tech, if you have a pair of headphones, they should have a case. Mine came with a actual case, so they're protected. Power packs don't need as much protecting, especially if you get good ones. Mine's not rugged, but it's hefty. It could probably take a drop. So I just kind of throw mine in there. It gets all scratched up, but I don't care about that. I care about, will the power pack remain fully intact and still work? And it does. But if you don't, want that to happen. I know that my Anker power pack came with a bag, which I actually use to store my cables and stuff in. So you could either, if yours has a bag, or if you want to get a bag, you can always do that. Laptops, I would get a laptop sleeve. I would never let my laptop openly float around inside my bag like that. It would always be in a sleeve. If you're like me and you have a camera, think small, GoPro, point and shoot, or if you're like me and you do YouTube, or you make videos, or you make content, unless you absolutely need that large camera, try and think small. Again, GoPro, point and shoot. The smaller the better. Or if you want to ditch that entirely, phones nowadays have amazing cameras, and you really don't need to bring an extra camera. So there's that. I think that's it on the tech side. Moving on to clothing. When I pack for clothing, I pack small. So if you're going somewhere you have a dryer, access to washer and dryer, only consider packing one or two changes in clothes, maybe 3. Also factor in pajamas. A pair of pajamas is a side thing. They are not a part of the extra change of clothes that you pack. Usually, if I'm going somewhere for a weekend, it depends on what I'm doing, but when it comes to flights like this, I will usually pack 1 or 2 extra changes of clothes if I'm going somewhere for a weekend or even a week, because I know I'll have access, because I know where I'm going. When I travel, I usually travel up to Pennsylvania, and I visit family, and I know I have access to a washer and dryer, so I usually won't pack as much. If I'm going somewhere where I won't necessarily have access to a washer and dryer, I'll pack a little more, but still try to make an effort so that I can pack minimally. Maybe research where I'm going, see if they have local laundromats. That can drive up the cost of the trip, but it also saves you the stress when you're packing and when you're traveling of having a ton of stuff on you. And since this is all about how to pack carry-on, you'll have all that stuff on person. So, yeah, that's what I would do if I was traveling somewhere where I wouldn't know if I was going to have a washer and dryer. Look in, see if there's any efforts. If I can't access one, pack extra clothes, but still not too much. If I have to, I'll do a thing where I'll wear the same clothes multiple days in a row. I'll try not to do anything strenuous so I don't sweat and make my clothes all stinky. That way I can wear them multiple days in a row, stuff like that. If you know that you're going to be doing nice things like a nice dinner, or if you're religious and you're going out of town for Christmas or a holiday or whatever, and you know you might have to go to a church service or whatever your religion is, make one of those changes of clothes something nice, but not so nice that you couldn't wear it casually on the town. I would just do. I'm looking in my closet. I don't know why. I would just do jeans, a nerdy shirt, probably. I know it's not super fancy, but I only have nerdy shirts. I have a couple plain shirts. Yeah, I have one plain shirt. So I would pack that plain shirt and a flannel. All of that together, I can button the flannel up and make myself look nice for Christmas. Not Christmas, for a dinner or a church service. I don't really go to church though, so it would mostly for me be a nice dinner, or I just need to look nice for something. Plus, it's nice and casual, so if I wanted to wear it on the town, I could. If you're going somewhere cold, try and pack in a manner so that you don't have to bring a super thick, heavy jacket, so that saves space in your bag. I own one thick, heavy jacket, and I only use it for when I go like snowboarding, or I'm doing some activity like that where I'm going to be outside in the cold doing an activity. But generally, I'll wear something like what I have on right now. This is relatively lightweight, or but it's thick enough to keep me warm. I think that's it for clothing. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I need to talk about for clothing. If you're going somewhere cold, not cold, warm, you can pack shorts and a shirt, and you can end up actually saving space in your bag. You also, if you're going to a beach or a pool, you also want to pack swim trunks or a bathing suit or whatever. I cannot think of anything else for clothing, so I think I'm going to end that here. But before I go on to the next section, I just need to... Okay, 10 minutes. I'm going to breeze through this last section, which consists of... The only other item I would really bring, that I bring... I'm trying to cover all the basics. If you carry anything extra, I probably haven't covered it, but this is what I've packed whenever I travel, and so I kind of wanted to touch on those. And they're mostly the basics. The clothes, the bag, tech, since tech is important now, and the last one, hygiene. In terms of hygiene, a small compact toothbrush, a small vial of toothpaste, but then again, those are all basics. I don't really use Listerine that much, but I'd probably get a thing of Listerine, and again, it'd be a small one. Travel-sized. Again, the travel-sized shampoo, travel-sized body wash, those are all basic ones. The only thing I really have to say there is deodorant and body spray or cologne. I would not even bother with the cologne, as I just don't see the point in it. I also personally don't wear deodorant, but if you do wear deodorant, I'd say still pack the deodorant. If you do wear deodorant and you think and you feel that deodorant is important, I say pack the deodorant, but the cologne is not necessarily as important. That's really all I have to say for hygiene. But other than in terms of the toothbrush, the smaller, the better. Again, this is all about saving space. I'd say don't even pack the Listerine either. Try to get a good toothpaste and brush really well. Actually, ditch the body wash, because you wouldn't. And for the body wash, you would probably want to bring a loofah. So a small little bar of soap. If you're going to stay in a hotel, I believe they supply those, or some of them supply bars of soap or body wash or shampoo. So you might not even need to pack those. Or if you're going over to a friend or family member's house, see if they've got any, because if they do, I say ask if you can just use theirs while you're there, and don't even bother bringing it. It saves you some space. It saves you even more space. I think that's all I have to talk about. Oh, one thing I would actually recommend when you travel is extra cash. Not necessarily a couple hundred, but maybe I'd bring anywhere from $50 to $150 in pure cash, just as especially if you're as a precaution, just in case something happens and you need cash. That's just something I think would be a smart thing to do. I think that's all I have to talk about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and peace out.